You got on.
Vacation. I'm like, Roya, why are you working on a Saturday? Oh, it's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday. Good morning. Val, how you doing? Oh, I can't hear you.
Pretty good.
Awesome. So Val, how does your stuff look?
Thick. Like it doesn't move.
Okay. You probably want to add more water to it.
Probably.
How about your cinnamon roll dough?
Oh. Not much growth, but a little bit.
Okay, that's good. So you're going to sprinkle 1 teaspoon of baking powder and a half a teaspoon of baking soda and mix that into your cinnamon roll dough with your hands.
Okay.
It's so warm from the oven light. I'm shocked.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's like warm.
I'm impressed with how that worked.
Yeah, Val saved the day.
Thanks, Val, for thinking of that.
It's a cold house over there.
I'm sorry.
Okay. It's okay.
All right, so I have it on a floured surface. I'll
Right.
wait for everybody to catch. I love Dad's keeping. He's writing everything down.
Good job.
What a good team you guys are.
They are.
We are.
Right. Okay. Oh, there's more.
Serena, your house looks so pretty with the tree in the background.
Thanks, Ma. Oh, the lights are on. The lights are on. Jim and Penelope just in bed talking.
Oh, that girl loves hang out in bed.
Okay, so then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put 2 tablespoons of butter. So Val, you're going to flour a work surface and plop your dough onto that work surface. And then take 2 tablespoons of butter and melt it.
Okay. Two tablespoons of butter.
Butter last night.
We're melting the butter, right?
Yeah.
Roya, I'm all set to go to the farm for you today.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm
excited. The least I could do, and maybe it'll be a good reason to get some more of that cinnamon challah bread. Woo.
Oh my God, that stuff was so good. I wonder if she still has it. Although you're
Every
gonna have
morning. I'm gonna have a lot of bread.
I think you could make your own cinnamon bread. In fact, a challah bread is like a butter-based bread, I believe, and these are cinnamon rolls, so it'll be kind of the same thing. Okay, so now you're going to want to roll out your dough into a rectangle.
Okay. What do we do with the butter?
Just leave it. Once it's melted, just leave it and let it cool a little bit.
Roll out my dough into a rectangle.
certain thickness or anything?
I mean, an eighth of an inch thick. I mean, you want it thin because you're going to be rolling it into a really, really tight log after you put the cinnamon sugar on.
So how thick, I missed that. How thick do I want this?
Like an eighth of an inch. You want it pretty thin, but not so thin that you're not going to be able to pick it up and roll it.
It's kind of pizza-like, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's a beauty.
Or it could be the new Cinnabon now.
We're starting a restaurant, ladies.
Oh, so fun. I got so many messages last night, Roya. I want to bake bread. I just don't have patience for the start. And I was like, I've got some starter for you.
Oh, I'm giving some to Sissy today.
Oh, good.
Okay. So then for the filling, once you're rolled out, you're going to mix together a half a cup of sugar with 3 tablespoons of ground cinnamon and 1 tablespoon of flour.
I was trying to write down what you
Okay,
were
can
saying.
you repeat that? Joel's going to write it down.
Of course.
Yeah.
1/2 of a cup of sugar with 3 teaspoons of cinnamon
Oh, my sugar's still.
and 1 tablespoon of flour.
Tablespoon
Of what? One
Flour.
tablespoon of flour. Okay.
Flour.
So I'm going to mix all that together.
Yep.
Okay.
what did you want me to do?
Oh, you were writing that down. Thank you.
You want to see it?
Just read it to me.
1/2 cup sugar.
Okay. Let me get a cup.
Oh, you wanted me to look at that.
Is that about 1/8 of an inch?
Well, you're running out of work surface. It could be thinner, I think.
Okay.
So it can be, if it's 16 by 12 or somewhere around that, then you're at about the right diameter.
Spread it out. Spread it out a
Okay.
little more.
But you know, we're not perfectionists around here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, just take it out to the edges of the
Okay.
cutting board.
Well, Serena, Dad mentioned that he could learn how to do this too. So
Oh,
that was kind of nice.
good job, Dad.
So half a cup of sugar.
1/2 cup of sugar,
Yeah,
3 teaspoons of cinnamon,
and 1 tablespoon.
and 1 tablespoon of flour.
Okay.
And then once you have,
Sorry.
so once you have that mixed up, you can brush your surface with butter, the surface of your dough.
3 teaspoons.
Interesting that you put the flour in.
So they do that to thicken the
And how
filling a
much
bit
flour?
so that it doesn't seep out the edges.
1 tablespoon.
All right. Okay.
I've never used flour
Oh,
before with it, but I
that
I'm
makes
excited.
sense.
Yeah.
So now I'm painting my whole thing with my butter.
Yes.
Where's your butter?
It's right here.
Fun.
This is so much fun, Roya. I so appreciate this.
So do you need this little brush?
Yes, please.
You want me to paint or mix?
Yeah, you could paint.
Why is it so dark?
Oh,
You guys never turn on any lights in your house.
I'm starting to get a picture. It's cold and dark,
It's
but cozy nonetheless.
but we're nice.
You
they
are.
have cinnamon rolls.
cold and dark too.
Oh, we know whose house is cold. Their starters are taking a while to get started.
I think
Mine is like,
the
Well,
I think the overall term is cheap.
No.
I have the heat upstairs and downstairs is 64 degrees. And heat rises, so.
That's true. Okay, so then once you're all painted, you're gonna start sprinkling your filling onto the surface, and you
wanna
want to
let
use
it-
all of the sugar mixture.
okay.
So
sprinkle this-
liberal.
Do you want to use all the butter or are you saving any for the, okay.
Use all the butter.
Yes.
What a mess. Okay.
Lovely.
Okay.
Well, Dad, you need to help because you're probably going to eat most of it.
I'll wait till
Man.
it's baked.
I wish I was retired and just got to
I
eat cinnamon
know.
rolls today.
It-
And Juanita's
is-
anise cookies.
I'm sending some over because Grandpa's going to watch Penelope this morning. So,
Your
I'm gonna-
biscochitos?
I told Roya about my bizcochitos.
I
Nice.
love anise and lard, so I think I'm a
Oh,
good
well.
candidate.
Welcome.
Well, I told you that I made it with Crisco once before and they were just not right. So this year I made it with lard and I was like,
Mom,
I felt like I was in my grandmother's kitchen. It was amazing.
Grandma would be so
So-
proud of you using
She would
lard.
be. She would be. So I'm sending some over for Roya to taste.
Awesome. On it.
Well, when Dad goes there, he'll have it for her.
Cool. Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, thank you.
How can Dad
Oh my
say
gosh,
no?
this looks so good, you guys.
Oh, it smells. I have to say, one of my favorites, cinnamon. I love cinnamon. So when I bake with Penelope, we always sniff the vanilla before we use it.
Mm,
She loves it.
that's one of my favorites.
Oh yeah, I always say, Penelope, this is my favorite. What's my favorite? She says vanilla.
Oh, I love that girl.
She is the best.
She's one of a kind.
She's a crack.
Okay,
Okay.
so once you've got your filling on, you are going to roll it very tightly. So what I do, I'm gonna just, so what I do is, see how I do this. I just kind of start rolling with my hands to get the edges tight.
Are you going
You know what, I'm
horizontally? Are
gonna
you,
move.
are
I'm
you
gonna move my
lengthwise?
computer.
Which
Yeah,
way
so-
are you going?
Let's
Lengthwise.
maximize. Perfect.
Yeah, lengthwise.
Hot
So
dog.
I'm gonna just go
that
like
right?
this here.
Oh, she's going.
Are you going
Maximize your
Are you-
cinnamon roll.
Are you going
Lengthwise.
long, right?
Long,
Long.
yeah.
Long.
And you go slow here because you really want them to be tight.
Joel's watching because he's going to make them next time.
Hey,
Perfect.
I was yawning.
I know, Roya, you need a recipe. You need to do a recipe book, a reference.
Well, I will
So
send
we
you.
want it to be a long roll, not
A long roll,
Yeah,
Juanita.
we're rolling on the lawn.
okay.
We're making them real long.
And tight.
And you can see I'm just kind of letting my hand guide it.
Okay.
And then,
See, she's letting her hand glide it.
because it's buttery dough.
It is.
You're getting ahead of me. Hey.
Hey. So should we like pull a little or is this okay? Just to roll it.
Just roll.
Just roll it.
Just roll.
Mm. Mm.
Is this like a one-on-one or are there other people participating?
Oh no.
Or just the
It's a
this
small
family's
group.
in this family's in need of more. Okay. You want to kind of drag it back?
Sure.
It's Valerie and me, Dad, and Roya and you guys.
And then there's some people watching the videos also.
Yes, she's
So-
recording.
Okay.
Yeah, so Valerie's doing this too.
So that's a burrito.
Oh, that's a burrito, honey.
Great.
Yum.
So at this
Sorry.
step now, no, it is a giant burrito. So the next thing that we're gonna do is there's a couple of things. If you, we're gonna wanna prep our pan to bake the cinnamon rolls in. So if you have like a 9-inch springform pan like you would use for a cheesecake,
Yeah.
or so you can use a 9-inch springform pan. You can use, I mean, let's be honest, you could use a pie plate. You could use pretty much anything that's kind of got that round look. A cast iron skillet is good. I would only put it in a cast iron skillet if you're planning on baking them today. But if you plan on storing them in the fridge like I do, I'm going to use something that just stores a little bit easier in the fridge. So grab a cast iron or a round dish of some type.
So
Still rolling. Still rolling.
should I butter it?
Hold on. Okay. You can,
Hi, Jared.
Oh, he can't hear you because you're in my ears. Serena says
Oh.
hello. So you can use parchment paper on the bottom, or you could also butter it. I think parchment paper, they're just going to lift out a little bit more easily. And that's what I would do, is just cut a little parchment round.
Yeah, that's it right there. So I was gonna butter the top, the rim of the.
Do what feels right, Mom.
You're going to butter the top of it? Yeah, you could butter the sides.
Just the rim of the pan, the springform.
You want me
Sure.
to put a circle?
Yes, please.
Okay. Brain will work.
There is not a flat surface in
We have so much stuff in the kitchen.
The one trick about parchment paper, if you just have like a long piece, is if you crumble it up and then put it in there, then it's easier to like.
I closed you.
Parchment paper.
Do you have some left?
No, I'm just gonna butter it. No, I don't know when I ran out. I'll get more.
And then we're going to start cutting our cinnamon rolls after you do that. So I'm just going to show you. I have a like bench scraper, but you could use a knife.
I
No
love
biggie.
that.
And I'm going to go halfway between and press down.
Thanks,
You
honey.
can
Look at that.
see the swirls of the cinnamon.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And then I'm going to go on one half and I'm going to go halfway again and make another cut. And same with the other half. I'm trying to kind of make my cinnamon rolls even. And then I'm going to do each quarter in half again. And then I'm going to place them in.
You put them with a spiral up.
I put the spiral up, yes. I think it's prettier that way.
Uh-huh. Oh, I see. And so then they just fill in the space.
Should I
Mhm.
space them some?
Yes.
Yeah, they're gonna expand. You want me to hold this?
I can put it down now. Thank you.
You'd be lucky to fit them.
Oh, well,
Okay.
that's the best part. I hope they're sticky too. Mm-mm.
So then mine are not as spaced apart as I might like them to be, but that's just them's the breaks. So they're gonna puff up probably into like just a big, beautiful,
So one mass. Yeah.
sticky mass, which is amazing.
Yes.
Okay.
They're beautiful.
Yay! So then you're gonna want to preheat your oven. If you're baking them right now, you'll want to preheat your oven for 350 degrees. Those
Now,
of you that
isn't there something in your oven?
Oh,
oh yeah, take your starter out.
I used to dry my boots when we had a pilot light on the old. My boots would get so wet.
Mom hated it.
Yeah, I know, but
Did you melt a pair of boots ever?
close. I just didn't. I guess I should have had a second pair of boots.
yeah.
I just thought of that.
All right. So
So if you can't fit them all in one, can I put some in a second one?
Sure.
It's okay if they're not squished together.
It's fine if they're not squished together.
Okay. Oh my gosh,
You do you.
I put so
Now, the
much butter
one-
in the pan.
The ones in the second one, they might end up a little bit more crispy because they don't have all of that other bread around. Oh, Juanita, those look fabulous.
aren't they beautiful?
They're beautiful.
But you don't want them smushied, or you do?
I smush them because you're just,
Okay.
think about a cinnamon roll. Like you're pulling it apart from its partner.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Serena, you are going to want to let your cinnamon rolls rise for another 1 to 2 hours. So these are lunch cinnamon rolls for you today.
Yay.
But Val and Juanita, you guys can bake yours right away because you have the additional leavening agents in them. So you'll just pop them right into the oven once the oven comes up to temperature.
Okay.
And
Were we supposed to put the leavening in the dough?
yeah, didn't you?
No, I have it in a bowl in the oven.
No. Hold on. No, the leaven is different than your leavening agents, your baking powder and your baking soda that you sprinkled on your dough and mixed in.
Okay.
You did that, right? On your cinnamon roll dough?
Yes.
Okay, so those are the leavening agents, and you're ready to bake your cinnamon rolls once it comes up to temperature.
Oh, so I have another ball in there.
Yeah, no, you do have another ball, and we're gonna get to that in just a minute. So you're gonna bake your cinnamon rolls for 35 to 40 minutes. Start checking on them at around 30 minutes just to see how they're looking, and they'll probably be just like crispy, start to get brown and crispy on the outside, and that's really how you want them. I do kind of like take a little fork and peel them apart to make sure that the center one isn't doughy in the middle. But at 350, you're doing like a really even cook at a pretty low temperature for quite a while. So they should just rise beautifully and be absolutely the most delicious thing that you've ever tasted.
So
You
I
can
want to let them rise for 2 hours, then bake them at 350 for 45 minutes.
For 35 to 40 minutes.
Okay.
I mean, I almost always go 45 because I do like a crispy exterior on my cinnamon roll and then just like a really fluffy interior.
Yeah,
My-
that sounds good. Did you write that down?
So there's
No.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
So bake them 35 to 40 minutes, possibly more, if you want them
Yeah.
crispy.
Yes, at 350.
Okay.
And then you can add your frosting to your cinnamon rolls.
Oh my gosh.
Look at those, Serena.
Are they too far apart?
I would just put all of those in one dish.
Ah, okay. It's just like a cake pan.
Yeah. So they're probably going to rise really high and get really fluffy. So I would just
Okay.
put a baking sheet underneath them when you bake them so that they
Okay.
don't spill all over your oven. But
They're not going to have a ton of room to expand, or will they?
you know, they don't expand quite as much as you think.
Okay.
You are welcome to do whatever you'd like, because you know, now that I've said that, they're probably going to get like 5 times the size and explode all over the place. And I don't want to. I want you to have the beautiful cinnamon rolls of your dreams. So there's that. For frosting, there's a cream cheese frosting that you can use, or there is a powdered sugar and milk frosting that you can use. I generally do the powdered sugar and milk frosting. And how I do that is I just put 2 cups of powdered sugar, it makes a lot of icing. And I add just a couple of tablespoons of milk and stir it up and keep adding milk until it's at the consistency that I want, which is kind of thick, because when you pour it on top of your warm cinnamon rolls, it's going to melt and ooze everywhere. And then you smear it on your cinnamon rolls and they just get that like perfect sugary glaze on top of them. If you want to do a cream cheese frosting, which you are welcome to do, I'm reading off of my recipe here, which again, I will be sending you in shortly. You would put 2 tablespoons of butter, 1/3 cup of cream cheese, 1/4 to 1/2 of a cup of powdered sugar, and 1 to 2 tablespoons of milk. And you'd mix it up. It would need to be room temperature. So you'd get out your ingredients now and let them sit at room temperature. I recommend that you try with just the powdered sugar and milk glaze, because I find that like the lightness of that is really, really lovely. But the cream cheese glaze the cream cheese frosting is delicious also. It's just super heavy for me. So that's cinnamon rolls. I'll send you this recipe in a few minutes so that you guys have it. The
Woo!
next thing so that's boom, we are cinnamon rolled up. So the next thing that we're gonna do is our levain. We're gonna start our bread making process. So this is the point where I tell ya. Hey Val, did your starter rise in the? Oh no, it's more clumpy than
Alexa,
ever, right?
set cinnamon roll timer for 2 hours.
Those are good.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because she has to let her sit.
Oh,
Okay. So
Okay.
for levain, the first thing that you're going to do is you are going to dissolve 1 tablespoon of salt in 1/4 cup of water.
1 tablespoon of salt.
In 1/4 cup of water.
We'll run out of measuring cups.
So this can go in for 40 minutes, Joel?
yeah.
A tablespoon of salt. I'm sorry, and what? How much
Quarter
water?
cup of water.
1/4 cup of water.
1/4 cup of water.
And mix.
Yep. And you're just going to set that aside.
Do we mix it or anything?
You just mix it up, yeah, but then set it aside.
Timer here. Forgot.
Start your day. Good morning. It's National Cookie Exchange Day, a day to trade your favorite cookies and cookie recipes with friends and loved ones. And the best part is, the more cookies you give, the more you get. Yum.
Does anyone else get little factoids of the day from Alexa?
I don't.
I never ask for them. They just come at 8:45 every morning.
Okay, so now with your leaven, you've got your bowl of leaven, and you're going to be adding 2 cups of water to it.
So wait, I'm so sorry. The first thing was salt and water.
Yes, in a bowl. And you
But
set
your
it aside.
leaven is different from your start.
Oops. So I added this to my leaven.
That's fine. It's not gonna ruin anything. So add 2
Okay,
cups of water.
And now an additional 2
2
cups
cups
of water.
Yeah.
Where have all my measuring cups?
And mix that.
And you mix it up. And it's gonna
So-
be like a gloppy slurry.
Like a milky.
Yep.
Okay.
Anyway, 2 cups of water and mixing.
And I actually use my hands to like break up all of the clumps. Okay. So here is what I'm going to share with you. If you are Val, who has maybe starter that is not actually super ready to be baking bread with yet, but you'd like to possibly have a beautiful loaf of bread, you could sprinkle like a packet of yeast on top of this right now, if you had it.
I have like, it's a big pack of yeast.
Yeah, so do you have like the jar?
It's this stuff.
Okay, yeah, so sprinkle like a teaspoon of yeast on top and dissolve it in.
On my starter, right?
Not on your starter, you know, your
Leaven?
liquidy sludge, your leaven.
Okay.
Yeah.
A teaspoon?
Yeah. Okay, and then once your sludge is ready, you're gonna add 5.5 cups of flour.
supposed to be clumpy.
Yep. Just keep kind of like mixing, smushing it around with your fingers to try and release some of the clumps, but it's not super critical.
It looks like this.
Oh yeah. Just like that. Just keep, is there a lot of liquid in there, like water? Yeah, so kind of like break up the clumps with your hand to try and dissolve it a little bit.
Okay.
So I'm kind of running out of flour, but I have some older flour that's I use for Play-Doh.
Sure.
Okay,
I know I'm gonna need to go get more flour.
me too.
Roy, I'm already through the one you brought. Was this yesterday?
Were you able to get 5.5 cups?
Yes.
Okay.
2.
As I'm working it, it's getting more together. Like a ball of dough.
Did you add your flour?
Well, I'm going to, yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
you
would
did
just,
first. Just go ahead and put the flour in.
just add your flour. Yeah.
5 cups,
5.5 cups.
5.5.
3. Four.
And then you're just going to stir until all of that is combined.
Well, my Play-Doh flour came in handy. So when it gets to the doughy type part, should I just use my hands?
Yeah, I use my hands. I'm actually just about to start that right now. You don't want any dry flour showing when you begin the resting process. So it'll be shaggy, but it should be well combined.
You know, I used to watch my grandmother make bread. She didn't make sourdough, but she never measured anything.
Interesting.
You know, when you've done it for so long, you just throw it together.
You're
Yeah.
gonna be that kind of grandma, Roya.
I don't know that I will be that kind of grandma. I wouldn't say that baking is like my strongest suit.
Well,
I can follow directions.
She had 9 children. Most of them were boys.
Oh my goodness. She was
So she cooked
proud.
and baked and made tortillas a lot, flour tortillas.
That's amazing.
She was amazing.
Shaggy is the right word.
I love it. It
How's
looks,
yours coming together?
I love it. It's coming together and looks beautiful.
Good.
And I'm rubbing my fingers along the side to grab any extra flour.
Great.
Love it. Look at this, Joe. Isn't that beautiful?
Val, how's it looking? Perfect. Looking great.
Still mixing all the flour in there.
Yeah, but it does look, I mean, it looks like bread dough, so that's good because your starter is special. And so we are experimenting a little bit with yours, but I know you're going to have delicious and edible bread at the end of this process.
Dude, I'll take a brick too. That's okay.
You're my kind of friend, let me tell you. If you're trusting me, you might end up with one. But we're going to have fun while we do it. Okay, so now what happens is that we're going to rest this dough for 30 minutes. And I'm going to show you a technique right now for when you're done resting your dough. This is the long part, but the part that makes for a really delicious and light crumb bread. So you can see my bread dough here. Once it's rested for 30 minutes, if you haven't added your salt and water, you're going to add your salt and water and work that in with your hands in 30 minutes. But since I believe Val and Juanita, you've already added your salt, you're not going to do that part. But you are going to begin, I have my hair in the dough, you're going to begin every 30 minutes for 3 hours. You're going to you start at this side and you pull your dough and fold it over itself. And then you turn it and you have a quarter turn. And then you pull your dough and you fold it over yourself. And then you turn it, quarter turn. Pull your dough, pull it over itself, turn it, pull your dough, pull it over itself, and cover. And then 30 minutes later, you come back and you do the same thing. This is what you do instead of kneading. So instead of like a long process where you're kneading for a long time, over a longer period of time, you're just folding a little bit and it comes out with this really wonderful result. Okay, so, Juanita, your husband looks concerned.
Dad, I got you.
No, I'm just napping.
He's napping.
Okay, so.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
My dough is really dry.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's still crumbly dry. Like there's a little bit of moisture. So I just keep working it.
Work it for a little bit longer. Yeah. Until the dry parts are because my dough is dry too. Okay. It takes some time for the water to hydrate into the flour. Okay. So you're going to fold and fold and fold and fold and fold. And then at, let's see, it's 9, 10, 10, 11, 11, 12, 12 to 1. So at like 1 o'clock.
Okay, so we need to write this down.
I got
so
it.
Do this every 30 minutes.
For 3
every 30
hours.
minutes for 3
hours.
And then you let it sit for an hour and do nothing.
Let it sit for an hour and then what?
After you're done folding. So then my recommendation would
sit for an hour.
So then my recommendation would be that we hop back on this call and we do what goes next together.
Yes.
Does that work? At 1 o'clock?
Mm-hmm.
1 o'clock is good.
Okay, great. So at 1 o'clock, we'll meet back here and we'll do the next part. But you guys are going to fold and rest for the next several hours every 30 minutes. Sound good?
Okay.
Okay. All right, and cover your dough in between folding with just a towel.
And it could stay at any temperature, it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I would keep it, fairly warm. But if you're cooking cinnamon rolls right now, then you're not going to put it in your oven. So, but you do want it to be out. So, cozy it up in a towel, and we'll see where we
Okay.
go from there.
Sounds good.
Awesome, guys. What a fun day. I'll see you guys at 1 o'clock.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.